Alright, I'll get started here in a little bit. I'm gonna see about 5 minutes or so to see who shows up. And then I will start fooling around. I may not wait 5 minutes. I may wait 1 minute. Alright, so today I'm gonna try doing a mix between going back and forth between my world and RBedrock. So I've been playing around with that a lot, and I have some notes for something I've done recently. I want to sort of expand upon that. And I'm gonna kind of play with quad simple creeper farms. Try to take my simple creeper farm and see if I can put like 4 of them in a spawning sphere, and eventually I'll measure the rates. Probably not on stream, but maybe I can build the whole thing on stream. But it's going to be done with a lot of RBedrock. I'm going to go in sort of back and forth between RBedrock and Minecraft. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to create a blank world. There's a seed I like to use to get that ready. Get that up. Let's make this a little bit smaller so I can manage things a bit better. There. Should be good for me. Okay. So I'm going to create a new world. Plain world. We'll do peaceful at first. Creative. We'll call this Quad Creeper Farm Stream. So I know, because I have another world that I use to make sure that this was like maybe doable. We'll do a new world seed. So this is the world seed that I've been using a lot recently because it has a very large frozen ocean right at 0, 0. So show coordinates. Let's see. We'll do sim 4. We'll do sim 8 first, and then I'll change it. Make sure no one like pops in. Cheats. We'll do always day for now. Turn off weather cycle. Favorite packs. This is the fun thing. I'm gonna add in active. Active. Haven't done it. Where's my one? Here. This is one I'm definitely gonna need to use today. And I'll show you when I use that. I don't think I'm... No, I'm not ready to use one of the other ones. And then I think that's where I'm going to go for right now. Alright. This is the world. Gonna TP myself to 0, 0. Okay. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Alright, I'm at 0, 0. So I'm gonna run one of those utilities. The utility I'm gonna run function. There's a touch chunks. So this is a little script I wrote, little function I wrote for Bedrock that basically is gonna like make sure it's gonna like in the overworld, it's gonna replace like one block in neighboring chunks with air, and then at the bottom, and then replace it back with bedrock. And so what this is this is gonna trigger the game to save all these chunks. So then I can manipulate them in our bedrock. That's all I need to do in that for now. Alright. Now I'm going to go to our studio, my coding environment, and I'm going to start putting together a script. Alright, so well, first I need to actually install our bedrock. I'm gonna show you how to install our bedrock. If you're new to this, remotes, install GitHub, read a Cartwright, bedrock. I'm doing this from memory. I think this will work. If not, I'll have to do it a different way. Okay, so far it's working. I'm going to skip. I'm not gonna update anything. And so this is gonna download our Bedrock source code, compile it, and install it from GitHub. So this is gonna be the development branch, not the one you download off of Cran. There's slightly minor differences. I made some changes recently, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So that's what's going here. Okay, so while that's installing, I can actually type up stuff in the script. Alright, so that's good. That's installed. Library tidyverse. Library RBedrock. DB path. I need to get the path to the world I'm working on. That's the world I just made. And so I'm going to do RBedrock. List worlds. List worlds. Scroll up. This is the one that I'm going to work with today until I work with a different one. This is going to be the path that we're going to load. So kind of the first thing I want to do is I want to flatten the ground around in there. And so I have code to do that. Create a DB connection. We're going to use wither local connection. Bedrock DB, DB path. So this with our local connection. What this is going to do is it's kind of like a safety thing, such that like if the script crashes, like there's an error and stuff, that it's going to ensure that the database connection is closed. And so it's helpful when doing kind of like development like this, because sometimes I'll make a mistake and do that. So this is the path to our world. This is opening our connection to our database. And now I'm gonna get spawning area around 0, 0 for sim distance 4. So what this function does. And then I'm going to, next thing I want to do is I want to sort of erase everything in these chunks above sort of the ocean floor. So I'm going to get rid of all the icebergs. And so that's going to be this next command. I can actually lower this. Okay. So we're going to create the dat object, get chunk blocks data. I have notes I'm reading off of. Is get gx gz 0, use the database handle, and then extra block equals true. So extra block equals true is going to ensure that the ocean water is grabbed as well. So next, we're going to modify all these chunks. So this get chunks block data is going to return basically all the blocks is a list of sort of all the blocks in the spawning area. And so we're going to modify each element of the list to make some changes. So that's going to be map dat function b for the block. So map is going to apply a function to each element of the list, and the function is going to do blocks is array. So we're going to create an empty array, Minecraft air, with dimensions 16, 384, 16. We're going to set the chunk origin for this. Oops. Chunk origin for this blocks is going to equal to the chunk origin of B. And so this is going to, basically we're creating sort of an array to hold our blocks into. And then we're going to figure out the height of this, of the B chunk. So this is the B here is a variable that's holding us our current blocks in the world for that chunk. And this is an equivalent thing, an equivalent array of just air blocks. And now then I'm going to do blocks 1 to 16, 1 to H, 1 to 16 is equal to B. So basically I'm taking this empty block here and then I'm filling it in at the bottom with all the existing blocks. And so effectively what I'm doing is I'm expanding the existing block data B to the height of the world with air blocks. That's what all this is doing. And now once this exists, I can do blocks 128 to 384 is Minecraft air. So these here, these are not Y coordinates. These are basically indexes into the block list. So this is going to do, I think, 62 and above, or 63 and above is going to now be air. Now I'm going to return blocks. So this whole function that I just wrote, it's going to modify the blocks in the chunk and fill everything above the ocean surface with air. Now once we've modified the blocks, we have to put them back. Put chunk blocks data equals dat, db equals db, and then close the database. So that's our script set up to run. And so this is just the first part where I'm gonna like erase all the blocks, and I may have to run this a couple times if I need to like reset something in this script. But so I'm going to source it. Move this up, and then this is going to source the code. If there's no errors, then it'll succeed, and then we'll hop back into Minecraft and do that. So don't worry about these warnings. This is stuff because RBedrock doesn't know some of the block data that's in it, and so it kind of warns it's issuing warnings that it's having to guess the format of them. But I haven't had any issues with that. I need to update that. Okay, so that's the world done and saved. So I'm gonna go back into Minecraft and hop back into our world and see what it looks like. So it appears to have worked. As you can see in our Sim 4 distance, I have erased all the chunks. So this is able to work because we actually force the game to save the chunks in the sim distance, and then we were able to load it and clean it out. So that was the first part. I'm gonna change my sim distance back to sim 4 before I forget. Okay. And let's get back to coding. So that's our first thing where we cleared everything out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually comment all this out. Forget the comment command here. Don't want to mess it up. Control-Shift-C. Alright. I commented that out, so therefore next time I run it, I don't have to. So let me add at least a note here. Clear chunks. Clear blocks above the ocean. Ideally, this should be like a separate script. Don't have to do this. So now then, we're going to start working on fill the world. And we're going to do this chunk by chunk to make a spawn spirit first. And okay, so I'm going to come up here. I'm still going to use the same code for opening our database. Okay. And now we're going to set up the I'm going to set up a variable to hold the AFK spot. Is equal to the list. X is 0.5. Y is equal to 201.0. It's equal to 0.5. Okay. That's where I'm going to say I'm AFKing in this farm. And then I'm going to set up a, actually, yeah, I'll just go ahead and do this. I'm gonna set up a double nested for loop and for I -323 and for j in -323. I'm gonna call a function that I'll go back and create called fill. I'll just call it fill chunk. AFK IJ and IJ. Okay, that's my function. And then close DB. All right, so I ran this now, we're gonna get an error. So I'm gonna go back up. We'll do up at the top. And I'm gonna work on creating our fill chunk function. So fill chunk is going to be a function that has an AFK position and the chunk coordinates, chunk X and chunk Z. Okay. And then we're going to keep with the zeroing out code from here that we ran earlier for the full chunk. So now it's going to only run for the chunks we're working in. I think it's, yeah. So it's going to be these. Copy and paste. Shift C. Okay. So for each chunk, we're going to go through this idea of clear space above. Let's clear the space, clear blocks above. Clear box above the ocean. Let's see. R's like your most comfortable kind. I'm comfortable in R and C++. But I do a lot of teaching in R, so it's some for streaming it is easier. But if you consider doing something like using BDS on hot reloading the paper to do the same. Behavior pack is gonna get. I mean, this is a process of I'm designing a farm, and you'll see the kind of stuff I do. I mean, for what I just did, yeah, you could do it with the behavior pack, like I just did. But for what I'm gonna do moving forward, it's gonna be more. That's gonna be more complicated for a behavior pack. That would be the kind of thing you would design a structure in a world or a structure block, and you would load it for a behavior pack. For what I'm working towards. All right, so I'm clearing blocks above an ocean. So that starts. So the reason why I'm going to go ahead and clear things is that we're going to run this multiple times and build up to the farm. And this is kind of resetting everything in the chunks we're working on. The previous thing kind of reset everything in sim distance. But we're not using the full sim distance. We're only using the R44 sphere right now. Okay. So that's a part of it. And so this is now blocks is going to contain like all the blocks within the chunk with things be reset. And so next I'm going to do some helper variables that'll help us a bit, and that's going to be A equals array index seek along blocks dim blocks. All right, and then block pos is going to be now then t of chunk. Well, sorry, let me work through this. So what I'm doing here is this function is going to take like is for every block, every element in this blocks array is going to create a matrix or that contains like the coordinates of that block. So like it's gonna be like the first block, the second block, the third block in this data set is gonna have then its location. And we're gonna use this to get the block pos. And the code to convert this to a block pos is gonna be block pos t for transpose chunk origin. So the origin of the chunk for this block plus t a minus 1. So this is little syntactic sugar. Little bit of syntactic sugar that's going to return, return the block positions of everything in this block database. And then I'm going to extract out the X, Y, and Z coordinates because we'll use them eventually. X is going to be the first column, Y, second column, and Z, third column. All right. Next, so now we're working within a chunk. I want to know which blocks are spawnable in this chunk. So we're going to set it to a variable called isSpawnable, which is spawn block pos AFK pos. Okay, so this is I'm gonna build this function up for you in 1 second. All right, so then that's isSpawnable is if it's a spawn block based on the block pos and the AFK pos position. Okay, and now I'm going to finish off this function, which is going to be blocks is spawnable, and then we are going to set this to Minecraft red wool. I think wool. So we're going to change any location that is spawnable is going to be set to become a wool block, a red wool block. And the last thing we have to do, well, second to last thing is we're going to have to write our data. Put chunk blocks value. This value equals blocks. X chunk X. Z equals chunk Z. Dimension equals 0. dB equals dB. And then I'm just going to go ahead and finalize this with an invisible return value. Okay. Now, one thing that's left is we got to build this function. Is spawn block function block pos AFK pos. Okay. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm actually going to go overboard and check like 9 points on the top of a block to see, and a block's gonna be considered spawnable if all 9 points are spawnable. Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transpose block pos. This means that our math can work. In general, our math works column-wise, and so I'm transposing it, so we now have each block position, instead of being in a row of the matrix, is now in a column, which makes some of our math work correctly. So like P0, I'll build this up. I'll start it with the first one. 0.5, 1, and 0.5. So that's asking whether the point at the center of the top of the block. That's what this does. It calculates the middle of the block because you added 1 to the y coordinate and 0.1/2 to the x and z coordinate. And before that, let's do the position of the player's eyes. AFK pos x, AFK pos y plus, and this is the number that they use in game, is this, for the position of the player's eyes. So we're using player's eyes because that is the distance that's used when you're calculating between the player and a mob. It uses the player's eyes to the mob's feet. And now that we have like all this kind of stuff put together, I can calculate the distance between the player's eyes and all the blocks in this chunk. That's going to be square root, call sums, p0 minus eyes squared. So we're calculating the distance between the point and eyes. We're squaring it, summing it along the columns, and then doing the square root. And then a block is spawnable if 24 is less than the distance and the distance is less than 44 in this model. So that's our return value. All right, so this is we'll come back and expand this in a second. So we have this spawn block written, our fill chunk function written, and then we're now we're going to build the spawn sphere around 0, 0. So I'm ready to source this. Let me make sure everything is closed in Minecraft. It is. So source this. Oops. See? Now we got to fix my stuff. Because I'm doing this mostly from object B not found. I have notes, but I wanted to work you through everything. All right, I forgot to load the blocks. That's what I did. Do. Yep, do something. All right, read blocks. B is equal to get chunk blocks value, chunk X, chunk Z, 0, db equals db extra block is true. All right, there we go. That was our missing thing. So now we're gonna do that. If everything works, did everything correctly, there should be a giant red sphere at 0, 0 when we go back into the world. Have a shadow. Yep. There we go. And then right at 0, 0, 2. All right, so that's working. If I dig down, you see we have our nice little opening here. Let's go ahead and give myself vision, night vision. Effect at S, night vision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. True. All right, there we go. So what I'm missing here is my AFK spot, among a bunch of other things. All right, that's the AFK spot. That's that first one. So let's go back and let's write in an AFK block after we filled all the chunks. Okay. We need to find our position. That's going to be AFK. So our AFK data is a list, so we're going to turn it into a vector. That's what unlist is going to do. Plus C, 0, -1, 0. So that's the block below the position. And so I'm just going to modify the sub chunk it's in. So sub chunk is going to be the second position of the block. And then we're going to do a modulo with 16. We're going to divide it by 16, round down. That's going to be our subchunk. So now we're going to read dat is get subchunk blocks value. And I know what chunk I'm writing this one in. So I mean, I could do, I guess if I wanted to be block 1. So that would be the I'll do it like that. I'll do it down here. That's the x coordinate of our chunk, block 3. This is going to be the z coordinate of our chunk. We're in the overworld, and then I guess I could do, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess I could do I'm just thinking, might as well. I'll leave it like that. Here, X chunk. I'll do it like this. X chunk. Actually, we can do chunk. We'll vectorize it. There we go. And then we'll go back and rewrite this one. Chunk 1, chunk 3. Our dimension subchunk will be chunk 4, chunk 2. Extra block equals true, db equals db. And then we'll just code it like this. There we go. That looks better for me. All right, so then that's going to do the, that's going to get our data for the subchunk that we want. This data may be empty if it's an air chunk, so we're gonna, if it is empty, array Minecraft air. We'll replace it with an empty subchunk of air. Now we need to figure out where our block is inside our subchunk. And that can be done with, we take our block position, do a modulo of 16 and add 1. And that's going to tell me where it is in the subchunk. And then we'll do das plus 1. I think I can just do pos. I'm gonna try this with pos. And we're gonna set it to an emerald block. Okay. All right. So that's emerald block. And then I'm gonna have to, now I'm writing the data. Put subchunk blocks value equals dat. And then we want chunk 1, chunk 3, 0, chunk 2, db equals db. All right, so now when I run this code, it should write all this just to put a emerald block for me to stand on. Okay. Alright, let's just double check that. Is that night to be? No, where my AFK spot is. Alright, so you noticed it healed my empty spot that I already dug. Oh. Alright, so that code's wrong. Save and quit. Alright. So did not like this one. Alright, I'll do the explicit. 1 pos 2 pos 3. There. Now run it. Now source it again. Thought I could get away with it, but I think it's because this is a vector, not a matrix. So I have to, and it's easier just to type this out than it is to turn this to a matrix. How's everyone doing this Friday? Alright, so we now have 1 block. If I land on this, I should be in my AFK spot. Alright. So we got that taken care of. Next thing I do is I want to make a better spawn sphere. I'm going to prove two. I'm going to, what am I looking for? I am here. Better spawn sphere. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make it a little more tighter. I'll do a copy and paste. So right now when it is spawnable, I'm only testing like 1 point on that block. But I'm actually want to test all 9 points. 9 points on the top, just so like we make sure that make sure that everything at the top doesn't despawn. Hi Daniel. Yeah, I saw Ore's platform that he released earlier today. It's very cool. He showed me a demo when he was still troubleshooting it, and it's, you know, it's a great platform. It's gonna be a pain to build, and so in some sense, I feel like my platform, which is which I'm gonna show where I'm doing today, is definitely sort of easier, and you know, the rates, you know, you take away the trident killer difference, you know, because by far my layout's designed in the thought process of you rarely need like a super complicated creeper farm. Most people with they need rockets and stuff, they can build my farm near their base, and they're pretty good. And I highly encourage people to try it in survival before they go to something more complicated that they may never really use. What I'm doing here is I'm copy and pasting my notes, and this is all 9 points on the top of the spawnable block, and this is the distances between the player and those 9 points. And now then I'm going to calculate the minimum and maximum for each one of these blocks, and then I'm going to test that. Dmin, dmax. So then make sure that the smallest distance to the block is at least 24, and the maximum distance on this corner block is at At least 44. Like, this only kind of matters on the edge of the spawn sphere, but this also, like, allows us to identify, you know, whether a mob may potentially despawn if it goes to the edge. So that's that one done. And so I just did some boilerplate code. Copy and pasted from my notes. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in colors. Use different colors of wool. And so the way to do that here is Ninja, single and is not bitwise. No, it's not. It's a vectorized and. Two ands is a non-vectorized and. One is a vectorized and, which means if you have, like, you know, a vector of trues and then another vector of trues, the and will go. A single and is element-wise. All right, so I'm going to set up do a markers vector and copy and pasting. All right, so we'll do red, yellow, and blue wool for our markers. And these are going to be our sort of our Y level markers. And then let me get back to my notes. Like, my notes are incomplete. So once I sort of get to a point, we will be doing new code. What am I looking at? So there we go. All right. So instead of this, I'm gonna do a block is spawnable. For all the spawnable blocks, we're gonna do them one of these. Actually, let me do this. This will help us in the later. Is platform. It's gonna be is spawnable for now. This definition is going to be expanded, but I'm going ahead and write this correctly. Is platform. Markers 1 plus y is platform. So we do all the y values because there's one y value for every block in the chunk. And then there's one true or false is spawnable for every block in the chunk, and they're kind of aligned. So I can do this kind of syntax. And then we're gonna do modulo link markers. Just do 3. Modulo 3. And so this is going to do, it'll basically cycle through red, yellow, blue for every Y level. And that's what this syntax does. Okay. So I'm ready to run it again. Let me just make sure, yep, it's off. So since the last time we ran it, we've updated our definition of what counts as a spawnable block. And we are now doing colors like every third row, and this is kind of helpful for us to think about, like, are we going to be building our platforms on the blues or the greens? Okay, so now you can see this. Okay, so that's our next step, is which color is going to be our platform. So I'm going to keep everything the same as in my video, which means from the AFK spot, and, you know, we may end up having to change this for reasons, but this is how I did it. So it's the blue levels that are aligned with my AFK spot. Okay. And each one of these is actually 25. Right, because if you look at me here, I'm at -24. And then I'll do here. This will be positive 24 when I'm right next to the wall. Over here, you see there's a positive 0, something, positive 24, and that. Okay. So that's where we are. So we're going to do the blue next. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to only keep the blue layers for the next step. Okay, so we'll go back in here and we're simply going to do and Y. So now platform, now we're going to define it as, so blue here is, so you think about it, modulo, this should be 1, 0, 1, 2. So blue's 2. So Y modulo 3 is equal to 2. That's our definition of is platform. All right. Source this again. All right, let's go back into the game. Should only have blue layers now. Now we have just our blue layers. Okay, you also see that, you know, it deleted all of our glass blocks from before, but that was to be expected. Okay. All right, so if we're going to put in our, what I'm going to try here is designing a version that has four of my creeper farms in north, south, east, and west. That's the layout that I want to test. And so I'm actually going to use, as much as I'm able to, RBedrock to write them in. Hello, Mike Homer. We'll get before you ask, we will get to the general mob farm hopefully next week. I want to play with this a bit. All right. So we have to think about where those platforms are. So I can center them. And so we're gonna do. We'll get the markers there. So first I want to, it's going to help me is I'm going to take my AFK position and turn it to a block position. Floor AFK, pos X, and then Z pos is going to be floor AFK, pos Z. This will help us in what we're about to build. Now I'm going to actually ask, is a block, because we're going like chunk by chunk in this. And so next I need to actually test like if a block is inside like the north tower or the south tower, right? And so I'll do one of them. I'm gonna move this marker stuff elsewhere. Actually, I don't need that marker anymore because of this. So we don't even need to do this whole stuff. We just have to do this and do Minecraft smooth stack. Go ahead and do that one. Now we'll do a tower. Is tower the north tower? We're gonna do it. X is between the AFK X position -8 and X position +8. Okay. And then Z needs to be between ZPOS -41 and ZPOS -25. Okay, so if you remember correctly, my spawning platforms are basically a 17 by 17 in this tower. And so that's what this is doing here. And then this is doing the same thing, which is taking the 25 as our offset and taking it out to 41. Okay. So this is going to define our 17 by 17 tower area. Okay. So we're going to build this up. So is tower is tower in. And I'm going to do this for all the towers, but we're just going to show you the first one yet. Is spawnable and is tower. All right. And the right position. Okay, so now a platform block is going to be written. Whenever a block is spawnable, it's inside our tower coordinates. And the Y is at the right level. So let's see if we can do this and what it looks like. Our spawn sphere should disappear, and we're only going to have one tower. That'll be north of our spawn spot. All right. Okay, there we go. Now, if I do this, all right, it should be what we saw before. -24, -25. And now then this should be a 17 by 17. We can double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 17, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. So the next thing to do is, if we think about our simple creeper farm, this is going to be platform 4. So 4, 3, 2, 1. So this here is our lowest platform. All right, let's take note of this. That's going to be, it's going to be important. Y level 191. Okay. So 191. All right, so that's 191 is the lowest one. So that means that now we have to go up 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the highest spawn point. You see we lose a bit in these. They're not full platforms. That's fine. we will work on that later. And so that's, what did I say? That's 218. Okay. And so that gives us some Y levels platform-wise. We'll go ahead and write in the other platforms and then do some more magic. Okay. To save time, I'm just going to do a copy and paste for my notes. As it's repetitive at here. This does our south tower, our east tower, and our west tower. Is tower south, and is, actually this should be or, not and. Or is tower south, or is tower east, or is tower west. Okay, this is going to give us our tower and our tower locations for our 4 towers. And then what I'm going to do so we're going to set up some blocks here. We're going to do end this platform and Y is greater than or equal to, what I say, 19, actually we'll do end between Y 191 218. Actually, we're in, what do I want to do? Yeah, we'll do it like this. So I'm going to, because I want to keep track of what are my platforms and what are my things that are in spawning distance, that are not part of my platforms, I'm doing a 2 different blocks here. And I will do, yeah, I'll put red wool back in here. So what we know is I'll do ice. Actually, I like ice in this palette. We'll do ice. What I'm doing here is if a block is a platform block and the Y level of the block is between 191 and 218, we're going to use smooth stone. Otherwise, if it is not between those numbers, we'll use ice. Okay. So let's source this. All right, let's go back to Minecraft and see what we're looking at now. Getting to about the end of my notes. So everything like from here on out, I'm coming up with it on the fly. Okay. All right, so we have our 4 towers. This is where we're going to put in, which is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I, can go higher if I wanted to. But I have it at 10. Okay. And then next thing we're gonna have to think about is creepers. Fall damage. I think I said, what was it in my video? It was, I have to make sure that the drop shoots are in the right spots. What did I say? 12 is where my drop shoots were from below the bottom platform. I have to go 12. Should have verified that. Let me check another one. Let me check a world. It'll be in this world. She had it on a sign at one point. Is the sign over here? I must have gotten rid of the sign. I think it's 12. Technically, it's 12 if you included the bottom one, but we'll just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I got that right. It's 12, and the hopper is aligned with the last one. Alright, so we'll go back to this world, and we gotta figure out where our hoppers are gonna be. Basically. So if we do down the middle, so this is 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, right? So this is going to be not a spot. And where's the middle for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Should be here. That's 4, 4. Okay. And then that means for this one, what were we? Probably here? No, here. That's right. We'd have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is where we did it. I want to see. So where are we? So if we do, this is the spawnable block. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, so we are right in that space. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. If I need to, I can move it forward 1. I feel like I need to. So one thing I'm going to do here is I'm not going to have a drop shaft between these two. So I'm going to kind of force the creepers that spawn here and here to kind of go this way. And that should work. If I do that, I can actually have... No, I'll keep blocking them. Okay, so that's... So now where are the coordinates of the hoppers? And I'm probably gonna do, once I get everything else, I'm probably going to actually build the hoppers and stuff internally, just so I don't have to deal with block entities. And it's like an extra step. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is should I write a... I don't think I need to do that. I'm thinking that I can now get rid of the ice and do the full platforms. Now that I know the dimensions. Let's put these. Okay, I think I will add Okay, I think the first thing I need to do is get these platforms all worked out and squared off. Then I will work on marking the location of the hoppers. I don't even need hoppers in this. Should I do hoppers in this, or should I have everything water stream? Well, I can make that decision later. So then we are going to do yeah, let's work on these platforms. Let's have everything else done. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we are going to do so we got to make sure we square off those top ones. And so the way to do that, the way I've been doing that, is to basically ask if a lower block is spawnable. And then, so the way to do that here is adjust the block pos. Block pos. Temp. Pos. What do I want to do? I don't want to make sure I write the whole thing. Don't do it later. So we want to do I guess technically we have our towers here. Yes. We'll add this to his tower. And between, well, let's see. No. Is is platform. I'm trying to think how should I do this. So you have our tower blocks. We can definitely use those to form sort of our three-dimensional space. Okay. So we have a couple different information. We want to know so we're definitely going to do this. Is tower is tower, well, all the spawnable blocks in that. Yeah. So we're gonna do this. So we're not gonna call it is tower. We're gonna call it something else. Is tower there? Is tower and here. Okay. It's creeper tower, so that's going to get this one. This gives us in the correct Y values. And in the correct range, I think. So is creeper tower. It's going to be. So I'm trying to mark the locations where the solid blocks are. I think it's definitely I need to do. Okay, well, actually, let me do. This will be helpful. Let me figure out what the lowest level and the highest level in these towers are. That's what I'm missing. $167. To 136. Looking for 167 to 236. Okay. And then, so that means we want to do is tower and Y 167 236. So that's going to mark anything that is in the tower between those levels and Y. That's sort of any of the three platforms that'll work. And then these levels we're gonna make solid. So let's see if we can get this right. So is spawnable and is in our tower to stone. not spawnable. And okay, wait. Is spawnable. So we really have we have like 3 blocks in here. For now. Is spawnable and is tower. And is between that. And then is spawnable and tower and is not between that one. It's going to be ice. Let's see what this looks like. Something broke. Kind of. Alright. What? Oh, it's because it's only that last one. There. That'll do that. Okay, so then that gives us... Alright, so I'm thinking about this. So let's do this. Let's not worry about between here. Is spawnable and is tower. So we're going to mark everything that's spawnable in our towers. Don't even need... Oh, we will need this. Well, do I actually don't need that? I don't think. No, I'm doing this now. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna save that. Alright, so is tower. We're going to make sure that we have all of our Y levels, and we're going to mark that. And then we are going to mark everything that is going to be within our farm with smooth stone. I think what's the next thing I need to do? So I also want to expand our smooth stone area. I think that's going to be what this next one is. If not is spawnable, I'll just if is spawnable. False. Here. Everything that's in the tower and is spawnable will be ice. Everything that is between these x coordinates and is in the tower and is spawnable. Will be stone. Actually, do it like this. And is tower and is spawnable as stone. And then for now, it is not spawnable red wool. So this should get me the 4 different types of blocks I've been working with. Stuff that is spawnable in the spawn sphere, stuff that we're going to build our platforms on, and stuff we're going to build our platforms on that's not spawnable. I think this works. This will work. Yeah. When I get it to work, Chicken Man, you'll see what I'm trying to do. Because I have things that are in the spawn sphere and things that are not. I'm just trying to get all those different things to show up. There we go. It worked. This is basically what I was trying to do. I was trying to fill in these platforms, even though this isn't spawnable with elsewhere. So now we got our full straight platforms. We now have the rest of the spawn sphere marked with ice. And then the full farm. Does that make sense? What I was trying to do? Because I want to keep the whole spawn sphere for now marked. Because I want to. And then here. It's like, you know, if you were doing like thing with the Trident Killer, you could fit in 2 more floors here. If you wanted to. But I'm trying to see how well this does without Trident Killer. Okay. A lot of brain thinking. You can tell I'm not using my notes anymore. Okay. Now then. So I'm actually going to do this now, and I'm not going to worry about which ones are spawnable and which ones aren't in this farm. We're just going to do that. So, how do we do the rest of these platforms? And so the way to do that is I'm going to go ahead and add 1 more layer, and that's going to be our roof. Blocks, and y is equal to 221. Right? 18 plus 3 is 221. So this is our roof. And for now, I'll do smooth stone. And then, how did I do this before? Because now in each tower, I need to sort of start writing in all the other non-platform blocks. And I think I need to go get myself some tea before I do that. I will be back. Alright. So we have our location. And then I think what I'm going to do is start getting some block positions for everything. Okay. Okay. So this here is going to be our is platform. This is our spawning spot. These are our spawning platforms. And what I need to do is convert these to positions. Okay, so we're going to use the same kind of thing I did up here with block pass. Actually, no, this is, yeah, we're doing the same thing here. Okay, so which is platform? Okay, so we're taking the location of our platform blocks. We're gonna figure out their array indices in the blocks object, and then we're gonna convert these back to, I'm just gonna do plat pos. And well, thank you, Chicken Man. I'm glad you're seeing something new today. All right, so then this is going to be our location of our spawnable blocks. Next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna put in some buttons above them. So the way to do that is, so if I don't want to run half run this code. So chunk origin, so this is T. Yeah, so now then let me write a quick little above function. I did this in another script. I think I can do it from memory. Function block pos n equals 1. So it's gonna be a function that's gonna, given a block position, is going to return a certain position above it. By default 1. Okay, and so in order to do, easiest thing to do is we're gonna do block pos 2 is equal to block pos 2 plus 1. So the y level we're just increasing actually n, and then block pos. Very simple, straightforward. And so plat position. All right, so we're gonna take our block pos for our platform, and we're gonna do a blocks above plat pos 2 Minecraft and then it's going to be, if I remember correctly, what are we doing here? We are doing polished black stone button. So we did that right. If not, when I'm in the game, I'll figure out what I need to use. All right, so now we're taking above every spawning spot. We are going to place buttons. simple. Simple logic, a little bit more complicated to do it in code. Okay, well, I have to run this. Flat boss. Stop. Stuck in a debugger. I don't want to be. Quit. Incorrect number of dimensions. Okay. Quit. That means that's above. Did that? Did that? No. Okay. Fix that. Negative values not allowed in a matrix script. Okay. How did we get here? So above. What are we doing wrong with above? Okay. Resource again. Still, error in blocks above. Negative values are not allowed in a matrix subscript. One, I have no idea where I'm doing the negative values. Does that come in from here? Array indices. Which platform? Okay. Oh. Okay. That's what I did wrong. I converted it. I do not want to. Right. So, how do I want to do this? Right. Just won't do the conversion here. Because we're in an array, we can go up and down all we want to. Up is fine. We're within an area, so we will do. I definitely need to work on some functions that handle all this kind of logic for me. So basically, I was using block positions when I needed to use indices in a. I needed to use indices in a R object. That was that mistake. So we have our buttons written in. Now then, what I want to do is I need to build the middle spots, and so that's going to be I think we're still going to need to do a little bit of magic here. I can do A here and keep the platform positions there. So now, what spots are going to be in the middle? So I think I just need to do this straightforward. So then we want to do blocks x is equal to 0 and y and y in sequence of 192 218 219 by 3. Okay. And is tower, I think, is going to be Minecraft polished black stone slab. All right, so if I did this right, within the tower area, I'm putting a slab down the x equals 0 coordinates. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay, next, let's see what this looks like. All right, so that didn't work. Probably because the tower. Okay. That's because tower includes the Y levels. Okay, so then let's do this. Let's move this. Let's do this. All right, so then, so our tower, we have our Y levels. Yeah, we have our betweens. As long as we do betweens, I don't want to like right outside this. That should be fine here. Because we have our Y in that. Let's try this. Okay. Woo! That broke something. Yay! What did I do to break that? So I had it there for is tower, is tower. Oh, I did not include it in there. Okay. That's probably all I needed to do. Wait. No, that'll be fine. Alright, let's see if this works. If this works, we should get our slabs kind of where we want them. Okay. What we want them. And there too. Alright, let's do that for the let's do that for some more. I need to get a better way to do this instead of doing it kind of chunk by chunk. That involves a lot of tests and stuff. For z equals 0, we'll get that one. And then I need to knock out the ones below it as well. Actually, we could do this. There. So the ones below it gets marked as air. This actually in order. Mark that as air. I'm gonna mark the Z ones as air as well. Actually, we can do if x equals 0 or Z equals 0. Minecraft air. X equals 0 or Z. I need to figure out what the middle spot, the other value is. 0 or Z equals to 0. Alright, so that handles that. And then what is it? It's 25 to 41. Which is going to be what's the midpoint of that? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be 33. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 33. It's gonna be the same on when this 33 and negative 33. So that's the next one. So if y equal, if x equals that, x in line double check. Should I do... I'll try it. We'll see. 0, negative 33, 33. Okay. That one. Okay, that should be what I'm looking for. If I did everything correctly. So those should be the Y coordinates. Blocks with those coordinates, air and slabs. Let's see. If I... This is doing what I want it to do, which is going to be creeper farms. Honestly, at this point, I should have just done everything as a structure block and been done with it. But I need more work working with blocks in RBedrock, so I can think of what are the functions that I'm missing to make this easy. Make this doable. Okay. And definitely, we don't need those buttons there. We'll take care of that. It appears to be we got the cross in the middle. Okay. All right. And then so the buttons are going to come back later. So it's going to be, buttons are going to come down here. This is all going to move. Because we want buttons only on the areas in which we have solid blocks. And so the easy way to do that is we're going to do, I actually don't need this for what I'm going to do. Is platform and is tower and when is platform, blocks is platform is equal to smooth stone. So we're going to basically pick everything that has blocks that are smooth stone and then go 2 above that and put that as buttons. So that'll fix issues. And then we still have to do slabs on the outside. I didn't think how I'm gonna do that. I need to put the slabs on the 4 corners of each one. So I don't want to do that. If you think about it, it's going to be here. I think I can do it. I gotta think about the center point. Where is everything located? And that's here. Copy this for now, so I have my sort of have like my notes to do it on one of them. So I'm not done putting all the slabs in. So that's what I'm gonna do next. So this gets kind of like the middle things. Now I need to do for this tower where they are. So the slabs are going to be the north tower. We're looking at x pos minus 9 to x pos plus 9 every 2. Okay. Every 3. Right. And then so we need to do a grid. So what we need is something like x in that, and z in the sequence that's kind of like this. -42, -24. I think this will work. This is going to give us a grid, and we just have to do the right Y levels, which is here. Okay. If that is true, polish slab. So this should be true for, wait, this should go 3. This should be true for all of our positions of where we want to put slabs in our grid to block spiders. So let's see. This should be it for the north tower. See if that worked. It worked. Okay. Don't need it for that one because that's the roof. All right. Next thing is we got to finish the edge. So that's straightforward to do, because we kind of do the same thing to fill in. So the blocks is going to be so now it's only going to be the ends, right? And then we only want to do the ends. Well, no, we don't want that. Just wait. So yes, we keep that sequence. Right, because we only care, we want to do... No. Actually, no, we want to do Z of 1 for those. There we go. So now we're trying to do full lines on the outer edge. Actually, we'll do on slabs. And then it's going to be the same one. So to do that as 1, and this as... You know what? Alright, let's get rid of it. Let's clean this up. So we're doing that one. We're going to do this one every 1 now, and this one every 9. And then we're actually going to... We probably don't even need to do this anymore once I finish this one. Let's see. Alright, so North Tower slabs. So now this will do the grid. This will do the main one angle of main lines, and this one will do the other full line. It should be 1 and 9, I think. So for individual grid points, then we have horizontal and vertical lines. Let's see. If I did this right, that's the code. What I really need to do is like a wrapper, which makes it easy to specify like the exact positions that I want to write into, instead of doing these like ifs and things. Like I should be able to say these positions, and so it, you know, it writes into it in the chunk. Okay. All right, so that does it for the North Tower. Not gonna worry about how some of these are like knocked out in my videos. It's not gonna, shouldn't affect at all the performance. Hello. Okay. Alright, so that's the North Tower. So all other towers. So in this case, for the South Tower, where Z has to go from plus 24 to plus 42. Okay. Double check that, that works. All right. Okay. Buttons are still not done correctly. work on that. Okay. So this is not working right now. Have to get back to that. Now we're gonna do West Tower. Alright, so West Tower slabs. Basically we have to do Z-pos, or actually it's gonna break if I do that. 42, 42, 20, minus 24. And then this one's going to be, what was it, 9? Positive 9. And then same thing, but for East Tower. Plus 24 plus 42. Yeah. All right. Source. Okay. So let's make sure. All right, so we've now done it for all this. We're very close to being close to done for like writing all these in. Okay, we got to get the I need to write in the buttons. So what I want to do is figure out okay, so these are the platform blocks. Check which ones are Minecraft smooth stone, because that would have been written in here. Don't know why that just doesn't. Why this is not working. Oh, I know why. Which means probably have some corruptedness going on because of yeah. Yeah, hopefully I didn't like mess up the chunk too badly below. But this should work. buttons. Alright, we got our buttons written in. So, don't care too much for this. I'm not going to do a full roof on this, so I'll just make it dark. So we're going to have to just get rid of all the ice. We have to do our... I have to mark out the locations of all the drop chutes. Let's go with the positive one. More or less. Yeah, we'll do here. Okay. So drop chutes are going to be located here. Write some notes down. So, we're looking at 037. It's going to be one of them. 433. Probably negative 433. The other one. Yep. Negative 433. That's one set of drop chutes. So we're gonna go over here. Let's just make sure. One, two, three, four, five. Alright, negative 433. 0, negative 37. All these seems to add up. 4, negative 3. Okay, so that should be fine. So now we're gonna do some air. Those spots. Okay. Mark. Place buttons. Okay. Almost ready to stop and take a break. So I'll do that after I finish the drop shafts and putting in the... I should at least test it before I quit. Alright. Next thing to do. Are you using code just for building or for something more technical? Both. When I started, the code was marking all the spawning spots. Now I'm doing it for building. Okay. Alright, so. So we want to set blocks x equals 2, 0, and z equals 2, 37. or x equals to 4 and z equals to 33, or x equals to -4 and z equals to 33. There we go. And y here. Okay. Minecraft air. So we're gonna set air to all those blocks. So that should be for one of the towers. Let's double check. Oh. Oh. Source, not run. Okay, almost there. I mean, I definitely need a better way to do this. Okay, which tower am I working on? Here? No. No. Come on, someone should have done it. I get the wrong Y level. Let's try again. X is equal to 0. And Z. And that should be right. Or, wait, where's that? Yeah, that does a 4. Alright, I may be looking at the wrong tower. Let's look at my note. Make sure I'm in the right tower. 037. Okay, there we go. We got our spots put in. Looks correct. Let's add something on top of. Is it smooth stone slab? Is it stone slab? Let me check. Smooth stone slab. Oh, yeah, that's right. Then So then this is going to be for the north tower, right? No, so this is the south tower. Coordinates, I think. Yeah. Do north tower. Negative, negative, negative. And then west tower. Should be all flipped. Negative 37, 0, negative 33, 4, negative 33, negative 4? Is that in this range? Negative, negative, yes. And then east tower. Positive, positive, positive. Okay. And after this, I can put in the coral fans. Good. All right, slab is working. It's good. Okay, very close to removing the ice. Now coral fans. Now I've been dealing with coral fans recently. Remember I ran into this issue. Search. Fan. ID values. This is what we needed. Yes. I don't quite have it done yet. The different ones. Hanging coral fan. So, what's the next step? I'll do it for one of the towers first. We'll do north tower first. We're gonna put in the coral fans. And we're gonna do it one level below, 1 to 18. The directions here are a bit off, but what do we need to do? Coral fan hang. Okay, then I need to do. I've set some states here. Dead bit equals 1. Oh, actually, that's true. Dead bit equals true. And I can pull up another. Let me make sure I did this right. I'm gonna pull up the other farm I use this stuff on. What am I doing? I'm making here. Pull my notes up where I wrote all these in. Come on. Okay. This is all I need here. Probably gonna have to adjust the directions for now when I do this. But, yep, let's run it. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna listen to see if they pop. If I don't have it attached to a wall, which I may not. Oop, oop, oop. Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought I had lost everything. Let's go in. Alright, so yeah, so we did good here. Have our coral fans in. Alright. North. It's just easier to do. Let's do this, 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 those coral fans. West tower. Let's duplicate this line. Move you one down. Let's copy over this. I think I need to do at coral direction equals 2, I believe. And then fix this. Okay, let's run this. Okay. And this tower has it. Let's double check all the towers. Okay. Well, that was unexpected. Okay, did I? Default value is false. Huh. Why would that... Dead bit is true, coral direction is... Huh. I don't know why those are not dead, according to... I mean, did they... Unless they've implemented the changes to coral fans. I know they changed their names. I can check it real quick. Let's set block. Okay, so they've done it. So... Oh yeah, last time I was playing around with this, I guess it must have been before the update, they hadn't. Dead brain coral fan. Okay, then I have coral fan direction. Okay. Wait, oh, this is not actually... It's not... Dead brain coral... Dead... So, hang... Dead... Oh, they just haven't done it for Coral Fan Hang yet. That's what it was. Coral Fan Hang. Huh. Why that? Interesting. Did I spell everything correctly? Oh, that's why. And at instead of and. At. There we go. That makes sense why my stuff was doing wrong. That fixes that. Okay. What's the next? What do I gotta do next? Probably. So we're gonna do... I'll do one last thing, which is going to be to... For each of these drop shafts, I'll do the north tower. Okay, so now then, blocks x equal to 0 and z equals to -37. and y equals 2. So it has to be 12 blocks below it. That's where I want to mark. So that's going to be 191 minus 12. 191 minus 12. 179. And we're going to set that one to Minecraft. For this, I will do magma. Do I do magma? What block should I use here? I'm gonna do Minecraft. Glass. Something that's not really spawnable. Just making sure I have this one right. So this should be in my previous farm design. This was like the hopper. All right. Where's that block that I set? I set the wrong block. No, that's one I broke. Which is the block I just set? Z negative 37. Double check. I think this appears to be right. Should be. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Platform. All right, we got the right Y levels. Okay, so now then, pretty much can just do the copy each one of these. Oops. And then positive, positive, positive. And then do this again. Very last part. I'm almost done doing the coding part of all this. Definitely what I can tell working on this for as long as I have. It's definitely need to find some better interfaces for doing this, because this is not necessarily a great error-free way to program. Okay, so then we need to run this. Alright, so then now we want to do back to the quad creeper farm. So we got that spot. Just making sure on all the farms that this is inside my marked spawning area. Yep. One last thing I may do. It's kind of annoying to do. Oh wow, these are not correct. I think I detected that. Alright, those are not correct. Don't even know which one of those towers that is. Just double check. I know what tower it is. This is going to be, appears to be the east tower. All right, so east tower, which is going to be, who's last one? Okay, coral direction. What are the notes for this? Coral direction. Guess we'll do 1. Okay. This is Quad Creeper Farm. Okay. So then go over here. Okay. Oh, that's why. I see what I did wrong. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, what I need to do anyways, is add some blocks. So I need to add, oh, each one of these is so different. I guess we will do solid. Oh, weird. No, we'll get the hanging, we'll get the... We will get the hanging fans correct. Just give me a second. do this? We have to do this in 2 calls because of the orientation. And so we'll do it first on... Do it first at the very top one. Where are we? North tower slabs. We'll do this first, north tower slab. So that's going to be... Mark that. So we have to split this into 2 different ones. So then coral direction should be 2. Yeah. Okay. And then at coral direction 0, just so we know what we're doing. Okay, so now then, which one is which for this one? Best thing to do is, quickest, instead of thinking, is to just do one of them, see what the result is, and then modify the code to swap them. All right, it's okay. So now this should work, or the other way will work, but we'll find out in 1 second which one it is. So we are in the north tower. Gotta remember that. Running long on time. May not be able to finish this whole thing. Until okay. North Tower. North Tower. You are not the North Tower. Are you the North Tower? You appear to be the North Tower. That is correct. You are correct. And you are correct. Okay. So, same logic, South Tower. Okay. Similar logic, West Tower. Yeah, I know, Chicken Man. I know I could have finished by now if I did everything by hand and use structure blocks and stuff. But, or even in survival. But, part of this point is to figure out, give myself experience with doing it not by hand, to figure out the API. So we need to set the 37 should be direction 2. Then direction 0. Then do this. And then 33. Okay. Yeah, the slow part of this is getting... I don't have the right helper functions that allow me to, like, build something based on, like, an origin or copy multiple chunks and stuff. So we're having to actually do some things. And the block access is all nasty. Okay. Ideally, I shouldn't be copying and pasting so much. I should have like a template that gets written into a bunch of different locations, and then that temporary block things all gets like split up and written into the world in the right spots for the chunks. But I don't have that. Okay. All right, so then I think that's all correct. And then save and quit. How many of these quad farms? This is actually my first time trying this as a quad farm. I had one kind of test thing, and you kind of saw early in the video where I was much quicker with programming because I was going off my notes about the previous one. So basically I want to see if I did this as a quad farm, what the rates are. And so that's why once I get rid of this ice command here, actually, once I do that, there's one thing I haven't done yet, and which may be important, which is to try to make it less likely for creepers that can them to fall between things. Okay. At this point, what I'm going to do is turn it to day, AFK, and see what I see. So everything is marked. I'm gonna mark out these. So I'm just gonna drop the creepers down. Alright. Yep, I can tell I have a issue. Don't have things blocked off. They're able to pop up. So that's what we need to do. This. each level. All right, we'll go up to the top. Did I do it here? Don't think so. One of them. That's basically what I gotta do for all of them. And I guess I should have to program that in. Yep. Let me program that in real quick. Glass. All right, so then let's take care of getting rid of this glass so I don't have to keep destroying them. Okay. Now around what I have to do, move off of North Tower slabs. This is the coral fan. So now we have to do this thing, but we need to do on either side of the coral fan in the right direction. We need to do blocks, which should be fine. At least for here. X is 0. Z is... Ooh, we're on 3 hours yet. We're on 3 hours now. I need to stop soon. One more thing. Alright, so X is equal to 0. Z is negative 37. Do I have to reload the world every time I make a change? Yes! Because I'm writing to the world database. And if I... yeah, basically I'm writing to the world database, so I have to... that can't be opened by 2 different processes at the same time. So Z is... X is equal to 0, and Z equals negative 36. Or X equals 0 and Z equals 37, 36, negative 38. Okay. That's that one. And then... let's see, how do I want to do this? I have to do 6 of them. Do I want to, I guess we'll just do a full... Let's list them all out. Or... X equals 4, or that, or this, this. And, okay. So that means this one should be 3, 5, -3, -5? Is that what I want? Yeah. Not. I've broken something. Wait. Redo. 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 Edit. Undo. Okay. This would be what I want. And this is in what tower? North Tower. Let's do North Tower. Almost. Almost there. Okay. My north is this North Tower? Not North Tower. This is still not my tower. North Tower is going to be this one. Okay. That's correct. Correct. And correct. Okay. Just gotta do that for South Tower and the other towers. So South Tower has all these changed. And then go down here for West Tower. West Tower. Okay, so now we have to change these around, swap the X's and the Z's. So 36, 36, Z, 0. 38. Z, 0. Actually, negatives. -33, -33. Creepers are spawning. And then 3, -3, 5, -5. Okay. And then positives. Okay. So the next step is going to be this should be it. If everything is if there are no mistakes, this should be it. Other than collection. But I'm not doing collection today. Back to Quad Creeper Farms. Yeah, I can't tell if I mean, I'm sure you can do it with a new scripting API. But I mean, the smart thing to do with all this is you design your, you put everything in a, I don't know how behind y'all are, how much lag there is in the thing. So right now my time is 5:14 p.m. Well, it's 14 after past the hour. So whenever you hear that, let me know how far you think you're behind you are on the stream, assuming you are catching the stream. So what? Yeah, it's possible to do this with the scripting API. Of course, JavaScript doesn't necessarily like can I do the same thing? Okay, so we're not too far behind. All right, cool. And so yeah, so now it's working. We don't have storage, we don't have everything, but that was a big complicated way to write all this stuff in. So definitely, after working with this, it's clear to me that I do need to think about how to make this easier. How to make this kind of scripting easier. Because it's, you know, it was pretty easy with, like, we wanted to fill in something with like a spawn sphere or something, in which you have massive blocks and stuff, but when you want to do something precise, it's a bit too verbose to do something precise. Doing something precise should be much easier than what we're seeing here. And I can make it easier. I just need to write the APIs, figure out the syntax for making it. But that's the code for that's, you know, the code for sort of writing in blocks at the current state. And I'm sure with existing stuff there's easier ways to do this as well. I just haven't done that yet. Like I mean, there may be some very simple helper functions. Like given a list of coordinates, given a list of blocks, converts everything and writes it in. So probably I may have been able to save myself some effort writing some helper functions. But one of the limitations I have right now is I'm doing everything basically on chunk by chunk, instead of, say, loading up everything and then kind of saying, finding the chunks the blocks are in and writing them. Probably what I should be doing is writing maybe separate buffers for each one of these, and then like separate arrays for each one of these farms, and then kind of writing them where they need to be. That may be easier to program up than what I have been doing. But I kind of just been following my spawn sphere examples, and it's sort of along the tooth. Just having 4 different spawning areas actually increase creeper spawning. Yes, having more spawning areas increases. You get more spawns, more spawning areas you have. The trick is that we don't know how much. So like 4 of these are not going, these 4 are not going to generate 4 times as much as my original design. And so the trick is going to be, say, comparing 4 of them to 2 of them and seeing like kind of what is the increase. And so like in my, if you've seen my spawning video, my my larger farm that used, you know, full semi-splint density, it was designed through RBedrock, kind of the stuff we just did. Some reason it's like it was easier. I don't know why. Maybe because I just had 2 different angles. Or I did some other smarter things than I didn't do today. What did I say? Yeah, so it what am I trying to say? Yeah, so that one it sort of has 2 different platforms, but they're kind of bigger. So I'm just trying to figure out if I tell people to take my tutorial and space them out kind of like we did here. How well does this do relative to my other rates, which was I got 108 out of that farm. This would definitely probably be lower because of no central spawning thing, but if I can get 50 out of these 4, which would be like without a trident killer, that'd be great. Yeah, a little above 18 times 2, which is about the rate of one of these. And it'd be simple build. You already have a 10-minute tutorial, and so yeah, that's my goal. So I'm gonna measure some rates. I may report them on YouTube. I may not. I don't know. But it's been over 3 hours, and I got to take a break. So thank you all for coming out. Cheers.